Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you're doing really well. Today I'm going to be sharing the grid and how I will be writing the names that will give you a little bit of inspiration of how you can add the names of Allah that you received through the grids before that you created in this section. So with that, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, just bringing myself into the present moment. I'm going to start with Metatron. And I'm going to place my center dot here. Using my ruler, I'm going to create a line of 15 centimeters approximately. Just relax your shoulders. Be grateful to your Allah for guiding you to these names, to this artwork that you will be creating here with me. I'm going to be opening my compass to 3 centimeters approximately, placing it at the center dot. This is an artwork that I'm hoping to put around, like next to my bed, so then I can wake up and I can sleep to these names, so that the energy, the vibration of these names help me be guided closer to Allah and live the purpose that I'm here to do. And like I always say in the previous videos, you're most welcome to sort of shift and do a new grid every time you feel like you've done these names, you're okay with them, and you want to move forward. You're most welcome to sort of connect to the other names. Just going to get my 90 degrees top and bottom. Using my ruler, I'm going to create my vertical line, just a straight line, aligning the top 90 degree and the bottom 90 degree. Where it intersects the vertical line, the first circle, I'm going to Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, create my circle. I'm going to do the same thing using these points. This one went a little off, if you can see it here. I'm not going to let that affect me, and I'm just going to keep on continuing, because that's just how I believe that Allah has a way of telling me that, okay, Hamna, look at this, what's happening here, and makes me want to see these imperfections as part of my own being, that I'm not perfect. And what that does for me is it always makes me very humble in who I am. Like, I'm not perfect, and that's cool, because I know that only my Allah is perfect. Keeps me less arrogant, that's what I feel. So I'm going to put my ruler with aligning with these two tips of the petals to get the inside. So it's here. I've got that mark here. I'm going to place my compass and open till that mark. One of the things that I believe art teaches us is to be very forgiving and very flexible, to allow whatever needs to sort of come through us, rather than holding a rigid idea of what I will be creating, but saying, I am open to whatever will get created through me. Now I've got my inner circle. I'm going to use my long ruler, place it here to get my cross. So these two tips, I'm going to align them. I'm going to turn my shade and get my other side. Where it sort of intersects here, I'm going to use my compass, opened it at the same measurement as this portion, this measurement, and I'm going to create my circles up here. Now how and where you choose to write the names is totally going to be up to you. This is kind of just like a guideline to sort of hold you as you work on your piece, but there's nothing like you don't have to copy anything. It's just Metatrons, the visual has a beautiful energy which helps us focus on these names, right? So how you choose to write these names is going to be totally up to you. So don't stress too much about it has to be this way, it has to be that way. It doesn't have to be any way other than how you choose for it to be. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, now this is the main form of Metatron, but I'm just going to create a little more circles. I'm going to open my compass to this one, right? And just because of my design thing, I'm going to do this. This is optional, you don't have to do it. I like spaces like these because the more intersections there are, the more spaces I have to create inside. So I'm going to do that. It's got a beautiful, beautiful play happening here. I'm going to get my list of names that I received from my Metatron. The inside ones. I've got 4 names, so Ya Mohye, Ya Wasi, Ya Momin, and Ya Malik. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 4 spaces, but then along with them there's like a Ya Mohye needs to be recited with Ya Mumid and Ya Hai. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can fit them in here somehow. So for example, I say I want Ya Mohye here, and then I'm going to say Ya Hai, and then I'm going to say Ya Mumit, then it is Ya Wasi, then it is Ya Momin, and the last one is Ya Malik. Right now this was quite easy, and the rest of the part, of course, I'm going to do my pattern and all that sort of stuff. Now going to the masculine, the outer names that I received was Ya Latif, Ya Khabir. So I'm going to think where it is that I want to write. Now see, this is like 2 partition here, so I could use this as my Ya Latif, Ya Khabir. So I could go like Ya Latif, Ya Khabir, and then I have Ya Jabbar, so this one will just be Ya Jabbar. Then this one, Ya Mumid, Ya Mohye. Again, the same names are got. So Ya Mohye, Ya Mumid, and Ya Hai. I can bring them 3 here. This is just so that visually I have a clarity of what it is that Allah wants me to recite. Then I have this one, which is Yamani Yamoti. So I'll go Ya Mani and Yamati, and then there's again this partition here, so I'm going to use that for my Ya Bais and Ya Varis, and then I've got Ya Mupit Ya Shaheed. So yeah, I'm just doing a rough one at the moment, and then when I'll do my final pen, then I'll be Ya Shaheed. Now I've got one left, which is Ya Wajid. So now, you know, I really want it in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my vertical line here. You can extend, you can create, you can sort of, you know, do your own improvisations if there's more names that you need to add. So I'm just going to use, I want it smaller, so visually it will look beautiful. So I'm going to hold it like this and create another circle. Maybe put it here. And this is my Ya Wajid. Yeah. Sorry, it just started raining outside, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to, just because I work in balancing everything, so I'm going to take this, place it in here. There we go. So this is what I've got through. Now, just for my safety, for my heart, I'm going to create that the energy of these names, may Allah protect me and keep guiding me towards what is good for me. And so these are just lines that will come through. This is just to help me make my work more intricate, add a bit of design, also like to hold the piece. There we go. So these are the names that I'm going to like focus on, connect to, and what I'm going to do is I will share the making of this piece in my ink with all of you through my social media, like my YouTube and other places where you can have a look at it. Now I'll go into the next one. So this was from the Metatron. I'm going to go to the one that I got from Markova. So I'll use my A4. There we go. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Just bring yourselves into the present moment. Place the dot in your center of the sheet. I'm going to open my compass to 4 centimeters. Place it in the center. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. There we go. I'm going to use my ruler to get my vertical. Just a straight line. No need for too much measuring. Just relax your shoulders and see if you can get your vertical line. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I always like to get my vertical also just because it makes me feel more grounded. Sometimes I don't even use the vertical line, but just having it there really helps me. I don't know if it helps me or just grounds me, but I love it. So I'm going to have that. Always balances me. Must be my Libra sign that comes into play. Yeah, Adel. There we go. Using the same size, I'm not moving it. I'm just keeping it the same. And then placing it here. And going to go like that. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I try to go left and right. Sometimes I forget. But whenever I do, it really helps me. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm going to go with the next one. Go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. The next one. There we go. Alhamdulillah. And using your long ruler, you're going to get your cross in the center. The other way. You see these two spaces, you're gonna create your feminine first. The names of Allah are so powerful, even just the looking at them has such a huge impact on our, because you see eyes are the soul's windows of the souls, and so just by looking at it, these names, you're going to actually absorb the vibration within yourself, and your soul will get like the food that it needs. The food that our body, our soul needs is the remembrance of Allah. So when you have these pieces around in your house, or you know see them every day, you can imagine like you, even if you don't read them, they will, the eyes will see them, and it'll automatically awaken that part of you inside you. Like, yep, I've got my Allah, I've got my thing. So I'm drawing my masculine this way, and we go here. Right now, you see there are spaces in here also that we can create our circles to write the name within them. Let me see if I can get to that, but first I'm going to draw the inside circle, inside triangle. So this is very protected. This is very much based on your core energy, so the feminine energy that you're here to spread, share, be, and become in this very moment. Of course, you can get guided to another one later on. So you see there's spaces here that he's gifted us. What we're going to do is you're going to use these spaces in a way that where you're going to write the names in these spaces that call you. Now it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, totally up to you. But this one's the thing. I've got the markaba ones. Now these are two ways of getting to the names. They could be, there must be billions, I don't know, but for me, I'm just going to trust that Allah is guiding me to these names. So I'm not going to question why are they this, or what is this saying, or any of that. I'm just going to go in with the full heart that Allah's guiding me to this. I'm just going to see if I do the tasbih for the next whole year, or whatever time he wants me to. I'm going to connect to these names and try and see you know how they affect me when I intentionally say to Allah, like, Allah, these are the names you've gifted me. I really want to use them, to activate them, and to move forward in the way that is pleasurable to you, and I'm of service to your people. Let's see where he gets me, right? So that's how I am going on. So you could do it just a fun exercise if that's what you want. But for me, I truly believe that nothing in this universe is a coincidence, and if he's guiding us through these sessions, then really what he's saying is invest in yourself, invest in me, invest in coming closer to me, so that you're closer to me on the, you know, on prepare and plan for your akhirat. So I really, my intention is, you know, that my true intention is that we can all create beauty as an act of remembrance of who he is to us. You know, nothing to do with me or you or what we create is beautiful, not beautiful. It doesn't really matter. These are just lines and circles and words, you know. But when it is a representation of his love or his remembrance, or, you know, us leaving behind the world and like really going into them for him and making him the focus, and of course they give us strength, right? They suddenly have so much meaning for us. So my intention is that, inshallah ta'ala, for all of us, that when we connect to these names, we open these windows and are able to go deeper into our own soul as to what we can do here for him, inshallah ta'ala, only and only for him. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So I've got Ya Ghani, Ya Aziz, Ya Bais, Ya Malik, right? But sometimes these names have, so Ya Ghani is with Ya Mughni, so then I have to read it with it. So for me to remember that, right, I need to write it in a way where I am able to see it very clearly. So the inside circle for me is going to be the feminine energy. So I'm going to use the inside circle here, this space, and place these names. So Ya Ghani, Ya Mughni. So probably I'll go with Ya Ghani and Ya Mughni here. And then I have Ya Aziz. And then I have Ya Bais, Ya Waris. So I'm going to go with Ya, beautiful rain is happening, Ya Waris. And then Ya Bais. And the next one is Ya Malik, right? So these are like the inside names that he wants me to constantly read or recite or connect to for my inner soul, like inner strength, right? And they will lead me to whatever it is that he wants me to blossom into. Look how beautiful it's like, the flower inside. And then I'm going to go with my masculine energy, which I need to focus on for my body. Is beautiful because he's given me Ya Jabbar, which means like to heal myself, like to the core, like internally. He wants me to remember he's the one healing me. So he's given me Ya Jabbar. Now where will I write it? I'm really liking these two places, like these triangles constantly keep calling me. So again, for you it could be this space, it could be here, it could be here, or it could be here or somewhere else, wherever it is that, you know, it's just the geometry and then finding your symmetry. So I'm going to go with some of the names are like singular. So for example, Ya Jabbar I can do on its own, and Ya Qavi. Then I have Basit and Qabid, so I go Ya Basit, Ya Qabid. And then we have Ya Baki and Ya Baki and Ya Azali, Ya Abadi, Ya Khalik, and then Ya Bari, Ya Musawwir, and then Ya Wajid. Ya Wajid, sorry, not Wajid. This one's gonna be just one. Now, you know, as a design student, as an artist, I'd be like, oh my god, this one just has one. Now, I have to realize I have to really be honest to my Allah, right? So I can't just change it. Oh, let me just squeeze in one more name that I like of myself. No, this is very much guided by Him. So I want to keep my sincerity with my Allah, that I'm not going to be in control of what I have created. This is purely as an act of ibadat and trusting Him that yes, it might not be balanced in the way that the world thinks of it, but this is not for the world. This is for me and my Allah, that I want my Allah to be the one guiding me every single step, because I personally have not been able to take the steps, or the, you know, I don't have the knowledge or the understanding of how and what I will do in my life, right? And what's good for me, and He does. So if He is guiding me to these names, the whole process is that you have to be super loyal to what is coming through and trusting it fully, that it's not something I am doing or something you are doing. It is Him guiding us to do it, so that we are healed and held by Him, inshallah ta'ala. So these are the two grids, you know, that will help you get to certain names, that will help you come closer to your Allah, inshallah ta'ala. That is my intention, and if it does help you in any way, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Well, you don't have to tell me the names because that's not important. That's between you and your Allah. But you know, seeing the artworks, I will be sharing mine through my YouTube channel, and Instagram, so you can follow me there. And if you'd like to join me for my live classes, which happens on Friday, you're most welcome to do that. You can connect to me through my Instagram, and then I can share the links with you for joining my Friday sessions. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and peace, everyone. Enjoy yourselves, and please remember, it is only and only Allah who is guiding you. But if at any point this session or these names or anything doesn't sit right with you in your own gut, then I would really request you to be guided by your intuition, not by the process, not by the way I've come to it. This is just a way I got gifted that I wanted to pass it on to people who might gain some clarity or some kind of projection or some kind of remembrance, or you could just do it as a fun exercise also. So yeah, take good care, and I'll speak to you soon. Allah Hafiz.